Charles Hurt is with us, joining us, I believe, from Washington. Charles, this audience, the manufacturers, they're going to lap up what the president has to say, surely. They'll be vigorous supporters here.
Oh, absolutely. Not only is this an issue that obviously matters to them immensely, but it's also something that I think that a lot of people have. They just have a lot more faith in the president that he can deliver on this, whereas obviously the health care debacle is kind of a sore point right now. But I think they have a whole lot more confidence that he will be able to negotiate a deal on this.
Hold on a second, Charles. John Lonski, you're an economist. Am I right in saying that manufacturing jobs, the number thereof, has gone up a lot this calendar year since the president inaugurated?
It's been better than expected, yes. It's rising briskly of late, and it's important that we see more jobs in that particular sector to help boost average earnings.
Charlie Kirk is with us, our favorite young guy, up-and-coming guy. He wants to be the president of the United States by the year 2044. I keep putting it off, but that's what he wants. Look, Charlie, do young people coming out of high school, do they have the skill sets required for these manufacturing jobs which the president wants to create?
Many of them do not, but you have seen a rise in STEM education. In fact, you saw President Trump emphasize this in the last 2 weeks. And this is something that we've talked a lot about, Stuart, is that not everyone needs to go to a 4-year college to succeed. We need more plumbers, electricians, tradespeople, people that go into these manufacturing jobs. And I think that's been the hollowing out of America, is that there's been this narrative that you have to go to these coastal elite colleges, borrow $200,000, study stuff that doesn't matter to try to find jobs that don't exist. And that's really how you've seen a generation go so far into debt. Go ahead.
I'll go further on this, and I want to bring Charles in as well. It seems to me, now I was born and raised in England, and people who did blue-collar jobs, manufacturing jobs, factory floor jobs, they were looked down on. They were the working class, and the elites looked down on them. They didn't exactly make fun of them, but they weren't, they looked down on them. I think I can say that quite conclusively.
Yeah.
And I've seen the same thing happen in the United States. The elites look down on dirty jobs. You get your hands dirty, we don't want our sons and daughters to do that. Charles, am I right?
I think you're exactly right, and I think it's something that it's a bipartisan sort of disdain. You see it in both parties. You see it in all of the deals that going back to NAFTA and even before these trade deals. The people that always get sort of overlooked in these deals are the people that do the work, that get their hands dirty. And the thing that I think that the most important thing about what Donald Trump tapped into is he tapped into those workers. And to hear him talk about getting to know some of those workers, working on his buildings, working on his father's buildings. That's who he really relates to. He relates to these guys that work with iron, that do work with mortar, that bricklayers, electricians. He understands those people, and he has such respect for them. And sure, maybe they didn't study Shakespeare or something like that, but that doesn't mean that they're not the smartest people you'll ever meet. And he understands that, and he talks that way. And I think that is the biggest reason why people in both parties mock and ridicule Donald Trump, is because he kind of talks like those guys.